Okay, I've been having a lot of these mainline blockages, and my plumber, for some reason, said he wasn't going to come snake it for me anymore. I have no idea why, but that's what he told me. So I went and got a snake, my own snake, at Harbor Freight. It cost about $300. It's heavy, so I just walk it out rather than drop it on my foot. But totally doable. I figured the investment would basically be recouped after just a couple visits from the plumber, so I figured it was worth a shot. And you plug it in. You want to get it situated just right and wear gloves. Definitely wear thick gloves. You want to take the foot power pedal. It's like a gas pedal, and you want to have access to that where you can pull your foot off of it quickly. You don't want to be too heavy on it because sometimes you need that thing to stop. And then feed the snake in before you turn it on, before you push the power, because it could just smack you in the face. It's got a lot of power. So put it in forward, put the machine in forward, not reverse, and then start to feed it in. You might notice that it's actually not in forward right now in the video because I didn't put it in forward. I put it in reverse accidentally. And so it wasn't working. It wasn't going in. And then when I realized what I'd done, it's the white line is the indicator, not the longer side of the switch. So and then it was all kinked up, and I had to manually take the whole thing out and feed it back in because I completely messed the whole thing up by running it in reverse for so long. So don't do that. Keep it in forward. Reverse is just used every now and then when you're stuck and you need to jostle it. So now I just decided to dump a bunch of water into the main line by draining my washing machine. And that way you can get it, you can kind of gauge how far down the clog is depending on how long it takes for it to start to overflow. And it started to back up quick enough. I knew the clog was probably not very far down the line. Another good thing about having water in the line is that you can tell when you pop through because the water will just start moving. So that little attachment that I just used did not work. So I'm going to try now with the coil attachment, which actually turns out to be my favorite attachment. And it did work. It pushed through the clog. The water started to flow. So that's always a really good feeling. And you pull the snake back out. And now I'm going to go get that camera. Manny lent me the most amazing camera, and Manny is the most amazing guy who knows everything about everything, and he lent me this camera, and he said it was only $300. Back in the day, the plumbers used to tell me those cameras were $7,000 and you'd pay $1,000 to run a camera. So I think things have changed. So it's pretty self-explanatory. You just plug it in and hook up the camera and then just start feeding it in gently, and you can see what's going on down there. It's pretty amazing. So I found some pretty severe root intrusion pretty quickly. And you can see. So I mark the line, and that way you can measure and see exactly how far in the roots start. And now I'll know where I'm going to have to dig up and replace a little section right about there. So now I decided to hack away at at all that gunk in there because I figure, well, I need a temporary fix. So I put it in forward, and I decided to use the big claw, these bigger blades. The snake comes with 3 attachments, and this is the largest one, and it definitely is harder to run if there's stuff blocking, because it gets kinked up and it's just more difficult. And so I was having a hard time, and I was putting it into reverse now and then and to try to get past, but I wasn't having much luck, and I also was getting a little tired and a little sloppy, and I was pulling the snake out and probably leaving a little too much slack in the line when I would feed it back in. And this is what ended up happening, is from one moment to the next, I just got stuck. And it happened quickly. And it doesn't look like much, but I'm freaking out right now. I am completely freaking out because my finger was stuck. I got it out, but there were a few moments, a few harrowing moments there. It hurt. It felt like my finger was being crushed, and had it caught my finger at a different angle, or had I not been wearing those gloves, forget about it. Yeah. So here it is in slow motion. Looks like you really don't want to take either hand off the snake ever, because I think that's what allowed it to kick back like that. That was a relief. Ah, boy. Okay. So I wasn't going to give up, but I was definitely going to pay more attention and not get sloppy. So I ran the camera again. Went back to my favorite coil attachment, which definitely would pull up a bunch of gunk. Thought it was by far the most effective. Scraping it around in there, doing my best to clear that stuff out, but it's tricky. I don't even know how possible it is. You can definitely push through and get it running, but to scrape all that stuff out, you probably need to jet it. Maybe that'll be my next investment. So then I ran the little one again, the little attachment. I ran the camera again. At least I had a nice little pathway through the roots now. And then, for good measure, I just decided to run my favorite coil attachment one final time. Probably not worth my time. And then I just went ahead and dumped a bottle of copper sulfate down in there, hoping that would kill these roots off a bit. And you go flush the toilet 4 times, and then don't use the water at all for 12 hours, and hope for the best. Watch your fingers.